Okay, so now, in addition to the benefits that are given to the parents, Obama on November 20th, 2014 has also added some good benefits for childhood arrivals. You remember a couple years ago, in about 2011, 2012, DACA was implemented by the Obama administration, and now that we have DAPA for parents, Obama's also given some additional benefits for the children to bring them in line with the parents. So let's take a look at some of the new changes for the children that actually can have some hidden gems and some things that are packed in there that can help out with the child's immigration and the parents' immigration and eventual immigration for the whole family and getting green cards. Now, DACA and DAPA are not intended to lead directly to green cards, but sometimes when you're working with an immigration attorney, you actually can find these little ways to improve your situation, and in the long run, you can end up with legal status, even if Congress doesn't change the law. There are some ways that some people can benefit from that. Not everybody, but some people can. So let's go over first what the new changes are under the DACA rules. So first, the foreigner has to have entered the U.S. prior to the age of 16. Okay? Second, the foreigner has to have been illegal in the U.S. as of November 20, 2014. But other people who came here and had their visas expire, so tourists who came here and overstayed their welcome and their visas expired, or workers, H-1B, those kinds of things, or if they just came in the U.S. illegally. And the other thing about this with DACA you have to be careful is because a lot of times people coming from Central or South America will think that they entered illegally, at least that's what their parents told them when they came in at 3 years old or something. Maybe true, maybe not. What I want to know is, did they come through the desert or did they come through a checkpoint? If they came through a checkpoint, how exactly did they come? So I'm going to want information about how the foreigner arrived here, quote unquote, illegally, because sometimes it turns out the entry wasn't actually illegal, or at least we can make an argument to that effect, and it can help you out greatly, not in terms of necessarily in getting the DACA benefits, but in terms of leading on to get green cards based on relationships to other family members and so forth. If it turns out you entered legally, not illegally, there's some bigger benefits on the table in addition to DACA. Okay? So how you entered the U.S. and whether you were prior to the age of 16, and the manner of entry is also quite important. Okay, let's go on. You've been physically present in the U.S. since January 1, 2010, and all the way until now. So what does that mean? So what if you went back to Mexico for a few days or for a month or something like that and came back? Well, you can still be a resident of the U.S. and have a temporary absence outside the U.S. and still be possibly considered for DACA benefits. So you need to contact an immigration attorney who has some experience in this area, can help you figure it out. But the point is, even if you've left briefly to go back to Mexico without any permission and came back illegally, potentially you can still get DACA benefits. And there's a little caveat in that. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the thing is, generally speaking, if you've re-entered illegally after being abroad and people tell you there's nothing that they can do to help make you legal, these DACA benefits may have something in there for you, and there's some bigger benefits that come out of being a member of the DACA or having the DACA approved, and we'll talk about that in a little while. So there's the physically present in the U.S. or a resident of the U.S. for that time since January 2010. Also, you have to have a high school degree, or you have to go get one, or you have to be enrolled in school, or you have to join the military, or something like this. There's some educational requirement, and that would include vocational training, that kind of thing that you have to get as part of the DACA application. In other words, as one of the requirements to qualify for DACA. Okay. Then what we're talking about also is that you cannot be targeted for removal. So there's another section of the policy change that talks about people that are targeted for removal, and if you fall into those three general targets, then you're not going to qualify for DACA no matter what. So what are those three areas? What I've done is I've sort of broken it down, and you'll see on my website the criterion that are put there. I mean, I'll put the kind of ones that are important for you to pay attention to, and then if you can get past these, then you may not be targeted for removal. You're probably okay. But if you've committed 3 or more misdemeanor offenses, okay, then you're going to have a problem getting DACA benefits, unless there are some ways that you can kind of reduce the number by getting some criminal convictions expunged. And if you call my office, we can talk about how to do that. But if you've got 3 or more criminal misdemeanors, I want to take a look at those and see what we can do. If you have a serious crime, you know, rape, murder, whatever, and then or a significant misdemeanor. Now, significant misdemeanor can include domestic violence, includes drunk driving, and includes sexual abuse or exploitation, burglary, and unlawful use of a firearm. These kinds of things, there's certain things in there that are considered significant misdemeanors, and if you just have one, it actually can prevent you from getting DACA. Now, the other thing is if you have a misdemeanor where the individual sentence was where you had sentenced to custody for 90 days. I don't think you actually have to spend the 90 days in custody, but the sentence has to be for the 90 days, a minimum in custody. Okay, so what else? If you have a final order of removal, which is deportation, a final deportation order, on or after January 1, 2014. So, of course, those people that are in removal proceedings and they don't yet have a final order of removal, then that crowd can actually still qualify for DACA benefits and be released. And so let's say you have an immigration judge who orders you removed, but you take it on appeal. Well, it's not a final order yet if you've taken it on appeal. So if you've got a case where it looks like you've got a deportation order there that it's appealable, then you want to quick talk to an immigration attorney and see what you can do to help prevent that final order from taking place prior to January 1st, 2014. Okay. And what else have we got? Oh, so what are the DACA benefits? All right, you're going to get work authorization, so it allows you to get a Social Security card. In some states, it's going to allow you to get a driver's license. So in some states you can't, but some states you can. It depends on the state. But the thing is, if you can work and you can drive, you got a Social Security number, you're good. You can do domestic travel inside the United States. Now, international travel is different. DACA benefits don't allow you to travel internationally, except if you have a sick relative or for some good cause. So if you've got a good reason to travel internationally, okay, you know, that's a possibility. Those international travel benefits can prove invaluable down the line at some time for you in immigration. And this is why I like to get the families to call me and talk about their immigration plan, because there are some hidden gems here that we can discuss how to eventually set you up that you could receive a green card at some point. You or one of your relatives or somehow. But anyway, it's the DACA benefits, the package of benefits that actually can help you out in the future. So what else we got? Oh, so, but in general, it should be emphasized that the DACA benefits themselves don't allow you to get a green card or to get citizenship. They don't make you legal. It's just a policy decision to avoid deportation and to get you those work benefits, Social Security card, in some cases driver's license, and so forth. So that's what DACA is all about. Give us a call at our office. Be glad to talk about benefits, immigration benefits for you and your family. I've been a lawyer for 23 years, done 12,000 cases. I certainly am up on this kind of stuff and able to help. If you're interested, give us a call. Thanks.